Hey, what's up guys? I noticed that I haven't made a book video in quite some time now, so I thought it's about time, and today I'm going to share some of my favorite books with you, some of my favorite non-fiction books specifically. These are some books that really changed my life and had a big impact on me in some way. If you want to know about some of my favorite books on minimalism, I talked about this in a separate video. I'm going to link that down below. If you like these videos, I post a new video every Thursday, so if that's something you're interested in, subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and write any suggestions or comments in the comment section down below. But for now, let's start with the first book. The first book I want to talk about today is The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. This is a book that had a really big impact on me, and a lot of people say that 4-Hour Workweek changed their lives and it has become almost a cliche, but I think for a good reason. It really is a book that has the potential to really change your life. We are usually given kind of a template for how we should live our lives. We're given this template sometime in school or in college or by our parents, and it goes something along the lines of go to school, go to college, get a job, and then when you're 60 or 70 you retire and you can then go wild and enjoy the last years of your life. And to be honest, that was my plan for a long time, and I never questioned it because it was everything I always heard, and of course I was going to do that. But in the 4-Hour Workweek, Tim Ferriss proposes an alternative to this approach to life that is based on mini retirements, and that means that instead of working your entire life and then having one big retirement at the end of it, you have these short mini retirements for 1 or 2 months throughout your life. So you space out your retirement throughout your entire life, so you actually get the most enjoyment out of your life and not save it all for the end of it. And in the book, Ferriss argues that our interests are cyclical, so sometimes we want to really work and be productive and do something, but sometimes we just want to go out, explore and relax. And many retirements really allow us to design our lives in a way to embrace this cyclical nature of our interests. In the book, Ferriss also explains how we can automate our income by building what he calls a muse, which is a small business that generates passive income with very low maintenance, so we can finance this life of mini retirements. And I found this book to be really powerful because I never really questioned the traditional approach to life, and the 4-Hour Workweek really encouraged me to think about alternatives, not necessarily mini retirements and automated income. That is something I'm really interested in, but it also showed me that we really are capable of designing our lives and that we can choose what to do. So this was a huge paradigm shift for me, and if that sounds interesting to you, give 4-Hour Workweek a try. The next book I want to share with you is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Eat That Frog is a book about time management. It has a lot of tools, a lot of small tips and tricks that you can use to manage your time in a more efficient way. But the main idea, which is also the title of the book, is that you eat the frog first. And that means that you do the worst task or the most important task, which is also the one we most want to procrastinate on, first thing in the day. My entire life I have been a master procrastinator, and this book really helped me. I'm still really prone to procrastinate, but I really embrace this rule of always doing the most important task first thing in the day. And if I happen to procrastinate later in the day, it doesn't matter that much because the most important thing is already dealt with. And this is so liberating because when you know you already have finished your most important task, you can really relax the rest of the day, and it really takes off the pressure for the rest of the day. I did this when I was writing my bachelor's thesis, and I wrote for 3 or 4 hours every morning, and then if I happen to write a bit more later in the afternoon, then all right, but if not, I still had these hours in the morning, and usually I would write a few pages and I would make progress every day. And I always had the afternoon to do whatever I want, and that was really great. And now I do the same thing with my YouTube channel. I'm working currently in an internship that is from 9 to 6 every day. So I get up at 6 a.m. every day, and the first thing I do is I work on my YouTube channel for 1 or 2 hours and edit videos, write scripts and do all these things. And this allows me to post a video every week, and I know that if I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't have the energy to film a video at the end of the day after a long work day. So doing it first thing really gets the most important thing out of the way and helps you to accomplish what you set out to accomplish. The next book I want to share with you is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. To be honest, I didn't really understand the book when I read it for the first time, but I read it again, and with time I really started to understand the concept, and it was really life-changing to me. As the title of the book suggests, this book is all about being in the present moment. Often we don't really live in the present moment because often we bring all these thoughts about the future or about the past into the present moment, and we worry and are anxious, even though right now there's nothing to worry about. And The Power of Now made me realize this, and that really there is nothing but the now. You will never experience anything but the now. Sure, the past did exist, but when the past was existing, it was the now, and when the future will exist, it will only exist so as the now. So you will never experience anything except for the now. So that's really when you should be living your life, right now, and that's what this book is all about. The Power of Now was the book that got me started with meditation and also with thinking more about spirituality, and so it played a very important role in my life, and I think it can do the same for you. The next book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. There's this saying that we are what we repeatedly do, and I think that this is really true. If we want to change our lives, we really have to change our habits. And this is where Atomic Habits comes in. This is really the most practical book about habit change that I have ever read. James Clear explains how habits are formed and how we go through this loop of cue, craving, response, and reward. And then he goes on to give specific tactics you can use at every step of habit formation to promote the formation of good habits and to get rid of bad habits. There are many books about habit change out there, but I think Atomic Habits is the most practical, and I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to change their habits. The final book I want to share with you is Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. Bill and Dave are design professors at Stanford, and in this book they teach you how you can use the principles of design and of design thinking to designing your life. We are often told that designing your life is kind of a linear process, and that you sit down, you set goals, you make a plan, and then you execute that plan to reach your goals. And this book offers a different approach that is more iterative. So you look at your life and see what works and what doesn't work, then you make changes and you make these small experiments, you build prototype life, so to say, and then test them, and then go back and make changes again. And in this way, you really design your life just the way that apps and electronics are designed in Silicon Valley. After I graduated college, I really felt lost and I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. And at that point I read this book, and it was so helpful to me because it made me realize that it's okay that you don't have everything figured out, and that you don't have to have these set goals that you just have to work towards, but that you can design and prototype your life in a way that allows you to go back and make changes, and that life really is a series of experiments. If you are at a point in your life where you think about making some changes, or you are at a crossroads, so to say, and you have to choose what way you go, then this book I think will be tremendously helpful to you. Alright, so these were 5 books that changed my life. Not all of them are going to apply to everybody or are going to be relevant to everybody, but I think that there will be something for everyone, and that there are at least a few books in this list that are going to be really helpful to you. I'm thinking about making some more in-depth reviews or summaries of these books in the future, so if that's something that you would be interested in, let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, as always, like the video because it helps this channel a lot. It helps this channel to grow and reach more people. And as I said, I post a new video every Thursday, so if you like these videos, subscribe so you don't miss out. And I will see you guys in my next video.